Label Radio.
Yo, one of my favorite De La Soul joints of all time. That was Oodles of O's. Also, before you heard A Tribe Called Quest, Can I Kick It? And like I said, we got a special show. We got my man Rapper Big Pooh in the building.
Yes. Hey, man, it's real official in here, man.
Okay.
It's real official, man.
You like that?
I ain't been up in here in a minute, man. It's real official in here right now.
I'm glad you approved.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's real. It's a real station in this piece, man.
Okay.
That's
So
nice.
we got the rapper stamp.
Yeah, man, got my approval, man.
That's what's up. So we go way back, a few years or whatever.
Right,
and it's
right.
funny because I met you not on no music shit. It was more on some fashion shit.
Right. We was doing like hats and shit and
watches and things or whatever.
Definitely.
Big shout to Day One. Day One connected us together, whatever.
Yeah.
And you've always still kind of supported what,
Most definitely, man. When I find people, good spirited people, man, I try to always support, man.
I appreciate that. And I've been a fan, so it's like it's dope to to do this show and also work with people that I've actually enjoyed rocking with, and actually touched my soul musically.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I just like working with good people, man. That's it. That's me.
So
good people.
what we gonna do right now is we gonna take it back.
Oh, wow.
To when you first, got introduced to the industry. You was in a group called Little Brother.
Yes. I was the little brother in Little Brother, yes.
So you the youngest in the group?
Youngest, yep.
And it's funny, I did not know you wasn't from North Carolina.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Because it was easier just to say we're from North Carolina. That's where I was technically when we, came up with Little Brother. But I'm originally from Virginia, man. Like born and raised.
VA,
Northern VA to be exact. 703 all day.
Okay. You got a lot of heavyweights come out of VA.
Yeah, most definitely.
Out of Iverson and shit.
Most definitely.
Missy and them.
Yeah, Mike Vick, he out of VA. Yeah. Definitely.
That's dope. So when you guys first started Little Brother and you guys are, doing whatever in your dorm rooms or whatever, and you started to make this music, did you know you had something?
Nah, man. To be honest, like we started making music in probably 2000, 99, 2000. And it went through different formations. I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is cool. I'm doing something. But it wasn't until we did Speed, which happened in the summer of 2001, that I was like, oh, this is different. This is not like the other songs we were doing, the other versions of groups we had, but that was just something different. It was on a whole nother level. So
yeah, it
wasn't until then. So it was probably about a year and a half later that I was like, oh, we got something here.
And then did everybody feel the same way? Did everybody say, oh, at the same time, like, we finally got something?
It was crazy. It was like Fonte and Ninth went back and played the song because I originally wasn't supposed to be on the song. They was looking for Cat Median that we ran with, but he wasn't there. So they was like, Pooh, you here, do the joint. And so Fonte and Ninth went back and listened to the song, and they spoke about it like, oh man, the chemistry is crazy. And I was on my own and I was listening like, oh, this is, like I said, it felt different. It was a different feel than the other joints. The other joints was like, yeah, it was cool, but we did joints together, but this felt different. And we all just had a talk like, yo, let's make a couple more records and see what we got. And them couple more records turned into the listening.
That's crazy. So by default, you end up being on that song or in the group in general?
Well, essentially both.
Yeah. So by default.
Yeah. I believe in destiny. So the crazy thing, a lot of people don't know, the craziest shit, the summer before or at the beginning of the summer, I ended up going somewhere for summer vacation because we was in school.
Yeah.
And before I left, like me and Fonte had a talk, and he was like, because at first it was me, him, and Sean Don. Okay. And Sean Don didn't come back to school, and Fonte was like, yo, man, I don't see us really being like a duo, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's some stuff you need to work on, whatever. So we had that type of talk, and I was like, cool, I wasn't offended, but I was like, all right, cool. So I went down, work, and then came back and ended up doing that record, and then it was like, and that's when it changed. So it was kind of crazy how I went from I don't see us being a group to us being a group.
So what was the response? Like, you guys are in school, and of course everybody around you was probably rapping or doing something else, like in the school or whatever. Did you guys do any talent shows or anything like that in school? Or
we did one talent show. It was wild.
So how was that response?
Oh, it was crazy. We set it off. Like we was always showmen, man. Like,
okay.
We had a thing. We had this singing dude that rocked with us, so we had him sing. His name was Aziz Collins. He came before Darian Brockington, but we had him singing, so he set the show off. And had Sean Don come out and do some raps, and then we came riding down. That's when you had them little scooters that you stand up and pedal. I don't know what they call, but we had them joints. We came riding down the aisles of the theater, and people was like, "Oh, who these big guys coming down?" And we came flying down, slid up on stage, like we set it off.
Did you win the talent show?
Yeah, we won. We won that one. I think that one we ended up opening up for Destiny's Child. That's when they had the No record out.
Okay,
and we ended up opening for them, and then we did another one, and we ended up opening for Ghostface and Raekwon, and that was like the start of it. Like it was like, yo, we was always showmen, so it was like we love the show. They couldn't nobody top us. You may have thought you had a better song, but you wasn't going to outperform us on stage. There was no question.
That's dope. So let's take a break. Let's get into some music. And since you talked about Speed, that was the first. That was one of the first official joints?
Yep, first official joint.
And is the one that we hear on the album the same one that you guys recorded?
Same one. We didn't do demos. We don't do demos.
You didn't do demos?
Nah. When we leave the studio, that record is at least 90% done.
Okay, so let's get into it right now. This little brother, this is Speed off the listening. We got Rapper Big Pooh in the building. This is White Label Radio, Radio. Let's go.
It's too long to do this album. Yo, I hear what you're saying. So let's just pump the music up and count our money. Hey, yo, check this out.
Yo, this is White Label Radio, classic hip-hop from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. That was Little Brother, Whatever You Say. We got Rapper Big Pooh in the building.
Yes. That was a trip down memory lane, man.
What does it feel when you hear that music?
I guess it's just type mood I'm in. Like sometimes, like if I'm in the car and it come on, I turn it off. I don't listen to it.
Why?
Because it's old me, man. It's young me. Not old me, it's young me.
You don't like young me?
Nah, man. I was like 20 when I wrote that record. I was like 21.
But what's wrong with young you? Because it was amazing.
Because I'm better than me now. So it's like I hear the mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I mean,
so you overly critical of yourself.
Definitely. I mean, sometimes you get nostalgic. You know what I mean? And you think about, like, when I hear music takes me to a certain point. Like when I heard a record. So like when I hear the first Biggie record, like it's a certain point in my life that I was at, and I can remember, I can recall things. So with this, it takes me back, like just now, it took me back to creating these records. Like, so like even like Whatever You Say, like a lot of people don't know, Whatever You Say almost didn't make the record.
Why not?
Because we was just like, it's cool. And then it ended up on the internet, and people was like, oh, we love that fucking song. So we was like, I guess it's on the record.
We have to do it, right?
It ended up being the first single, but it almost didn't make the record.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's funny because I stumbled upon Little Brother. Actually, I remember seeing something in Source or XXL about the group, but I never even heard of the group. And I was in a record store, Aaron's Records out here in LA, and there was one copy behind some shit. I'm always flipping through it. I just like the CD cover, and I remember the name. I like the name. I just bought it on a whim.
Wow.
And I put it in, and I'm like, yo, this shit is hard as fuck. Like, and you guys on ABB Records.
Right.
And we all know, you know what I'm saying, that shit was poorly distributed. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it because you won't say it, but
no, I would have said it. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, it's self-distributed. That's what
it was poorly distributed, so it wasn't everywhere or whatever. And I remember going to my crew, you know what I'm saying, because we would go to all the events or whatever. I'm like, yo, check out these dudes right here. So I was kind of like the Little Brother street team.
Yo, the crazy thing is, like, our whole thing, like when you telling me that story, our whole thing was we didn't want to, when we was thinking of a name, we was like, yo, we want a name that if you heard the name, you didn't know what we did. You wouldn't automatically assume rap.
Yeah.
And so that's why out of all the names we had, we chose Little Brother. And then even when we was doing the cover art, it was like, yo, we want to do a cover that didn't look like rap. Yeah. So people would come through and be like, oh, this looks interesting. What is this? And pick it up. And then when you get home, you hear us rapping, but that first initial look, you wouldn't really know what it was. So
that's how you got me.
And that was, you know, that's why I say it was interesting to hear that story, because that is what we was trying to do.
That's dope. And so the name, where did the name come from? Why Little Brother?
I mean, originally it was just some cool shit. Like, I mean, we had other names, but at the end of the day, we went with that one because it was like, you know, even on You Can Hit on the Record, we pay homage a lot to the cats we grew up listening to.
So that's when I was a Little Brother. They are little brothers of Tribe Called Quest, and De La Soul, EPMD, those dudes or whatever.
The list goes on. And it's like, that's who we grew up listening to. That's who we model ourselves after. And I mean, you can hear a lot of the influences in the listening. Eventually we, kind of created our own little niche. But originally you can hear the Daylight, the way we set the record up. You can hear, the EPMD. You can hear all the different types of groups the tribes, all the groups we grew up listening to. But that's little brother. We were their little brothers.
So now the $1 million question: where did it all go wrong?
Where did it go wrong? Growing up, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
were you guys always friends before the music, or just because of the music?
Nah, we were friends before. I mean, obviously it wasn't a group when we first all met. Like I met Fonte in 98, 99. You know, I met Ninth in 99. You know what I mean? So I didn't even know Ninth made beats when I met him.
Okay.
So it wasn't a thing of music brought us together. I mean, music did bring us together because that was the common bond, but it wasn't because we were creating music. It just so happened we all ended up, oh yeah, I make music. Oh, I make beats. Oh yeah, I write a little bit. And then that, transformed into that. But we had personal relationships outside of making music. And I think that's where a lot of people, they always like, oh man, just put that bullshit to the side. And, but it's not that easy when it's it's personal relationship involved. It's not just about music. Like without that personal relationship, you don't have music. And that's why it's not as simple as put that bullshit to the side in music. So we were definitely, friends, family even, you know what I mean? Like all of us kind of lived together at one point, you know what I mean? Like kids calling each other uncle and all that type of stuff. But that, the line gets blurred when you start doing business with friends.
How did it go wrong? The business?
I don't know, man. I mean, I honestly don't know, man. I think it just was growing up, man. Like, when you start and everybody got a goal, like we want to make it. It's a wide goal, but we want to make it. So everybody, we hungry, we broke, we want to make it. And then when you start making it a little bit, and you start eating a little bit, then goals change. And that comes with getting older. Like I said, I'm the youngest. I'm 35 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as we got older, things change. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, I want to go and do this. I want to do this. But and the problem is when you don't really have proper communication, as the goals change, it's like, yo, I'm thinking about doing this now. This, I want to let you know. It wasn't that. So as the goals start to change, things start to change, the dynamic changes, and then it gets crazy. And before you know, shit is out of control.
Yeah. And now we're here.
So,
have you talked to Fonte? And
I talked to Ninth. Me and Ninth talk occasionally. Like, I mean, we actually, we text, see each other out, hit each other up, whatever. Fonte, I haven't talked to Fonte in 4 years.
Really? That long?
Yeah, that long. I haven't talked to him in 4 years.
Wow.
Like, I mean, we spoke through email because we had the, continuous little brother business that we, trying to tie up. But other than that, nah, no personal conversation. Nah.
Is there a beef?
Nah, I wouldn't call it a beef. I wouldn't talk to you if I had a beef.
So if Fonte walked through the door right now, what would happen?
Wouldn't be no furniture moving.
Okay, I'm saying.
Yeah, nah, I'd be like, what up? But that'll probably be, I mean, as far as I know, that'll probably be the gist of the conversation.
So now my question, being a fan, and there's a lot of fans in this room right now.
Right.
The number one question you probably get all the time is reunion. Will we ever get a little brother reunion?
Nah.
No? Never?
Nah. I don't never say never, but 99% no.
What would it take to get a reunion?
A lot of personal healing amongst us.
So we need Dr. Phil.
That ain't gonna work.
And Ayala Fix My Life to get together.
That shit definitely ain't gonna work. That's more like, that's comedy. That's not no, I wouldn't go to her for the heal nothing. I go to her if I'm trying to sell some records. You know what I'm saying? She ain't fixing shit about it.
So I've been on this quest and I've been kind of putting it in the atmosphere. Like, I really would love to get Little Brother to do a reunion show one time, and you're saying that it never happened.
I mean, the reunion show is different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what it'll take for that to happen. I'm gonna be honest. I can't say, oh yeah, we do that shit tomorrow. Like, I can't say that. Obviously, I haven't spoke to Fonte in 4 years, so I don't know. But I mean, obviously, we'll have to have.
Like doing an album, I mean, albums don't sell anyway, but
that's just way out.
I'm talking about doing a Little
show,
Brother show.
But see, that's something, you know, after, if, you know, we have a conversation, after we had that conversation, if everybody is with it, that's something I'll be down for. Like, I don't.
So you just gave me hope. I've been campaigning for this right now. So now I need to dig up Fonte in Europe somewhere.
It ain't that easy.
And have that conversation, and that, you know,
that conversation will go nowhere fast.
Hey, it's okay.
I can tell you that. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean,
you gave me hope.
That's the thing where, you know, I'm very honest in saying this. Like, you know, it got to a point where pride and ego gets in the way. So, you know, obviously it is easy to pick up a phone and make a phone call, be like, look, man, let's have a talk. Like, we ain't got to be friends like that or whatever, but let's clear the air, you know what I'm saying, air it out real quick. And it's not difficult to do that until pride and ego steps in the way.
So whose pride and ego is in the way? Is it yours?
Okay. It's both of us. You know what I'm saying?
You being honest? Yeah,
it's both of us. It's definitely, I can definitely tell you it's me. You know, I mean, partly me. Like, because I can easily, just as he can easily pick up the phone, I can easily pick up the phone, and I haven't done it yet. Okay. That's that pride and ego.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is Knife doing all this time? What is Knife saying? Has he ever talked about getting y'all back together to do something?
We don't get into that. Because that just causes
too much tension.
It's like, yo, I don't talk about their relationship. He don't talk about their relationship. We deal with us.
He still deals with Fonte.
Yeah, he still deals. We deal with us. Like,
there you go.
It's about with me and you.
It's like a bad divorce. It's like you know.
it's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. I ain't gonna front. It's weird. I mean, it's weird for the people. I mean, I always tell people, like, it's weird for you. Imagine what it is for me. But I mean, it is what it is. But you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I wish everybody the best. You know what I mean? Like, even Tay, I ain't spoke to him, but I wish him the best. You know, I hope he accomplishes everything he set out to accomplish. Like, we got history together. We'll always be connected. You know what I mean? We always be related.
And since you're talking, it's a segue now. You said history. So let's take it to the minstrel show. The minstrel show, and I'm going to be honest with you, it caught me off guard because it sounded a little different, but I think the minstrel show is better than the listening.
A lot of people, that's their go-to Little Brother album. When they want to put somebody on a Little Brother, they go to the minstrel show.
It was amazing, and I'm like, and I wouldn't say I was slighting you guys, but it shocked me because the mood for the listening was more melodic or whatever. This right here was just like, oh my God, these dudes is really coming at me. Yeah,
that's because, you know, when we made the listening, obviously nobody knew we was making the listening. Yeah, it was just us, and that's when you're innocent. You know, as far as meaning, again, you're innocent. Yeah. And you know, by the time we got to doing the minstrel show, we were a little jaded, a little tainted. You know what I mean? They had the independent deal. It took us a year to figure out which label we were going to do, and then eventually having the Atlantic deal and fighting with Benny B from ABB to get that deal. Like, so it was just so much.
So you had a little anger in you had a little aggression.
Definitely. And then you had the, you know, obviously now it's expectations from the outside. Yeah. Then, you know, we going through group turmoil at the time, you know what I mean? Like, you know, going through our own internal, you know, shit. And then we still like, yo, we got to prove to people that we can do the type of record we want to do on a major label. Like, so it was so much going on that record took on the tone of everything that was going on around us and with, you know, in our own little circle at the time. And that's what kind of came out on the record as far as like the beat choices, the, you know, the just the tone overall of how we, you know, did the tracks, like everything. It came from everything that was going on around us. So, like I said, with the listening,
that's dope.
We were just in the room having fun.
That's dope. This is dope. So let's get into one of my favorite songs off that album. It's called "Loving It."
No doubt.
Let's get into it right now. This is White Label Radio Classic Hip Hop. We got rapper Big Pooh in the building. Little Brother, Loving It, Minstrel Show. DJ Nails, let's go.
Get it started up one more time.